So those are two-dimensional, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How do they function in a two-dimensional world?
Very carefully.
That,
That was only partway facetious because, yes, they are very careful.
how do they reproduce in a two-dimensional world?
That,
Because reproduction is required for any species to continue.
mm-hmm.
That's why I ask that question all the time.
I believe you would call it asexual.
So they reproduce themselves?
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of like a clone? Do they just draw themselves again?
Who says they draw themselves?
Or does part of them flow out and form another one?
That's more like it. They just kind of blossom and...
Kind of like the guy did in the novel I never finished, huh? The guy who grew himself out of himself over and over and over.
Okay. I think you're farther along than you realize. If you were telling a story along those lines. Farther along in your journey, your spiritual journey, is what I meant.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that. The idea just came to me. All ideas just come to me. Because I get them elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the name of that peoples.
You're welcome.
So do they live in a 2D world, you said?
Yes.
So does the 2D world have any 3D structure at all? Like, is it on the surface of a sphere or surface of a square, or is it just a long, enormous, continuating plane, flat plane?
It could be all of the above, but they only think of it as one continuous flat plane. Because they can't conceive of anything else or perceive anything else.
So if they go on a long journey, they never get back to where they were?
Eventually they do.
Without turning?
They assume that it just happens. I think they have had a few scientists trying to figure it out. But basically, yeah, it's kind of like a loop. But they just don't perceive the loop.
So it's like a Mobius ring.
Oh, yeah, that's a good description.
Okay. Cool. That's interesting. Now for the tough one, for me to understand. Yes, a 4D world. I see the laugh. I see the smile. What's going on?
Well, first of all, I'm not supposed to tell you anything along those lines. You are supposed to come up with it yourself, with that mind of yours.
Yes, I know. And I would if I'd take the time to do it. But I enjoy getting help from whoever I can so I can move forward faster. There might be the problem.
Yeah. Your
desire for speed.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't what I was going to say, but that's what we're basically talking about, is that you want to skip steps instead of going one at a time. And the basic way to do it is when you meditate, you get into that particular type of zone. That's where ideas come to you, and that's where information will come to you. But meditation must be done Consistently, that's
There you
the
go.
word I was looking for.
I was going to say that, but I did not want to put a word in your mouth or a word in your ear for you to regurgitate.
My ear does, well, I hope it doesn't regurgitate. Maybe mine does, hers doesn't.
That might be her problem. Why it keeps filling up with stuff.
I think you're her problem. That's
Oh, yes.
what I got from her, though. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you give me any, I know I'm asking again, any ideas or concepts or thought patterns or anything like that of what a 4D world really is like? I'm outside the bounds of a 3D world at all. I mean, don't try to relate a 3D world to a 4D world. Just what is a 4D world like? So I'm sure you've been there, or have you been there?
No,
Oh, okay. Have your mentors been there?
some of them.
Can they provide any information, any assistance?
They're trying to help me put it. It's almost virtually inexplicable
I kind of thought that.
without, I mean, there's physicality to it.
Oh,
So there's
I didn't know that.
So there's some I don't want to say 3D, but that's
Can we
basically
start
what
with
it
something easy? I think in geometries. So what is a point in 4D space? Just a point in the fourth dimension. Because here the definition of point is has position but no size.
right.
Is it still the same there?
It's pretty much the same everywhere
Okay.
because it's a point. You have to expand from that point to get anywhere, to have other dimensions.
So
But that point, oh, how do I explain it?
I see it between your fingers.
It's just a point, but it has an infinity inside it, an infinite number of realms, an infinite number of dimensions and it has an infinity of existence in that point. Okay.
That's enough. You gave me some directions to meditate on, and that's fine.
Okay.
I can meditate on the point
Okay.
because I think I've already done that. I just never finished the meditation. Because some time ago, Sarah and I were having a discussion about spheres and stuff, and I think I was trying to say something that she couldn't understand, and I really didn't quite grasp it either. That may have been a 4D discussion. So thank you. I'll continue on it.
Could well have been. I'm not familiar with that point in time.
Well, of course you wouldn't be, because she was totally oblivious to what I was saying. So
She was oblivious?
Oblivious.
Oh, oblivious. You're so cute. Oblivious. Okay.
An obelisk in time.
That's a
Anyhow.
whole another direction. Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share about your current living environment, living situation, living conditions? Because all the other splinters told me about their living conditions.
Yeah, but they were talking about
I know. This.
3D.
I know. Well, tell me what it's like up there. I have an inkling of some things, but not much.
But up where? It's just
in
out
your
there.
environment, in your
Out.
where you live, what's it like?
Energy. It's just energy.
Energy like in the sun or different type of energy?
It's all one and the same. Energy is energy. No matter where you think it comes from.
So how can I visualize energy? So I know energy makes everything.
And energy is
Everything.
in everything.
How do you visualize just one little grain or one little spark of energy? I am a visual person.
She is doubtful of that.
Yeah, she always has been.
But usually energy, well, first of all, it's everywhere.
Yes.
And in everything in your physical world. But you wanted to know about mine.
No, yeah, yours. So I'm contemplating mine all the time, and you just gave me some insights with that statement. You conveyed some information to me telepathically that apparently I was missing.
Maybe if I explain it this way.
It's rubbing on your forehead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that all I have to do to go to the other dimension, just rub my forehead.
If it works.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting you.
But when you meditate, maybe if you consider a black backdrop as if that was your universe without anything in it. Just black. And then energy forms itself into different things. And what I see is formulation of different energies, even on a background of energy, as multicolored lights, maybe. And I know which mentor is this grouping of lights and which is that grouping of lights. But it's very subtle because it's on a backdrop of multicolored lights instead of black. I shouldn't have started out with black.
No, it's okay.
But maybe it would help you to think of it in those terms.
Well,
When you meditate, think of a black backdrop with some multicolored lights and see what happens.
I usually have that in mind when I fall asleep at night.
Then why'd you ask?
Because I didn't know what to see, what to expect, what to experience. Now, thank you. I can, except mine aren't multicolor often. They're mostly white or gray on black.
Yeah, but it's a start.
And they undulate
Yes,
like a lava lamp.
they undulate, they swirl, and after a while you get to know what the undulation and what the swirling and what the two together and whatever else is out there, you start getting familiar with it, and the lights will start coming on, the multicolored ones for you. And you'll start to know who it is. And you'll get a sense of, even if you don't know who it is, you know it's someone, quote unquote, that's connecting with you, and open yourself up to the ideas that flow into your brain, whether it's an apple or an apple core or a robot construct of some sort. When those ideas come to you, look beside them and around, behind them, and up and down and around to see if you can see any gray blobs undulating or dull formations of something, anything, and start out being grateful. Thank whoever for the idea. Did that come from you? And then in your mind, while you're meditating, you can ask if that being wants to impart their name. Fine. Maybe they're just happy to give you ideas.
Thank you. You filled in a lot of blanks
Good.
that I've had with my meditation. Thank you very much.
Meditating isn't really difficult.
No, I used to think it was, but now I'm realizing it isn't.
Yeah. Just have to kind of go with the flow, whatever's in the meditation. If you're getting an idea of something to build, let's say, because you're a builder, and you get excited about that, but don't forget to say, oh, thank you. Where are you? Who are you? And look around and see what else is there without any expectations of what you'll see. Because you never know.
Wow. I'm saying wow because there's a lot of thoughts I've had during meditations. Things appear afterwards, or things appear while I'm meditating, while I'm dreaming. I wake up in the morning with them, and I did not know what I had to do to continue them, to increase that energy, that information, that whatever.
Well,
Now I do, so thank you.
yeah, next time you meditate, say, I'd like to continue on thus and so, and start writing things down so that you can remember from one meditation to the next what it is that you want to explore further, whatever the word is.
Partly the same.
She says they're not, but oh well, I don't know the difference. Anyway, and learn and start looking inward when you meditate to see how your body feels, and make sure that you're relaxed and open. You get much more that way.
Thank you.
I am going to have to take a time out